So maybe Dave, you want to give a quick introduction of yourself?
Yeah, so I'm David Rice, the Vice President of Technology, Information Technology, Cadence Education. Cadence Education is 350 early education from infants to sixth grade, where we, help develop early education for the children there. We're private equity backed. We do anywhere from 30 to 40 acquisitions a year. I'm also tasked with just instituting our new organizational AI initiative across the board for the organizations. That goes from HR to finance to technology to in school as well. So right now we're doing some quick wins with AI. We're using Microsoft Copilot to assist the teachers and assistants there to how do we create a fun activity or a plan within the school for the kids. So it'd be a quick little chat, teaching them how to use prompts within Microsoft Copilot to really come up with those kind of quick information that maybe would take them anywhere from an hour to half an hour to develop. So giving them more activities to do with the children and at playtime or little games here and there. So those are kind of the quick wins we're working on now. And then long term, we're looking at how can AI, really assist us in reducing a lot of the manual workflows that we're doing. It could be from, AP accounts payable and our general ledger, just automatically, syncing those two systems up. So that way the AI can start determining where it goes where from accounts receivable, accounts payable standpoint. And then all the way down to, how do we now take our line of business applications, put AI as a kind of medium across those to start integrating, hey, in this system, if this trigger happens, then we want, this to happen in our next system and or transfer data between those two using the APIs that we have available. So
Do you have any time frame you're looking at, or just kind of go with the flow?
the time frame, it's starting now. Obviously being private equity owned, and Apex's drive for all their portfolio companies is really AI driven. So I'd say we're being held accountable from that standpoint, and there's some things that we're implementing, this quarter that we're moving forward with, along like sales and how our lead generation and lead monitoring. We already have a small pilot running on those right now.
Yeah, so from some of it, it sounds like you guys are doing small rollout. So it's kind of like proof of concept for you guys at this point of time.
Yeah,
To
I
see
think
how
majority of it are proof of concepts. Obviously, having 10,000 employees, change management is always a risk to an organization.
Okay.
If we were smaller, nimble, we can make pivot changes like that. But
Yeah.
when we're talking 10,000 employees and over 350 locations, it's hard to make changes that quick that aren't going to bring a lot of risk to the organization. Then we look at how do we roll out small, simple sample sites, small, simple bites that individuals can take on at a time. So we are, and kind of my main driving point since I've started here now is really creating that organizational AI committee. So we've created a committee across the board through multiple departments. We're doing, our monthly reviews and inputs of, hey, here's some ideas where AI may be able to help. And then ultimately we kind of start building that business case for it. And again, having, 10,000 employees, sometimes if you want to implement one type of solution and it's a by user basis or by transaction basis or, by, byte, it's going to get pretty expensive very quickly. So we've got to be very strategic on the types of solutions we implement, just from a cost perspective as well across the organization. So